This is J-Mix here with TupacNation.net. And last month I had the pleasure of speaking to Josh Harraway, who's the premier Tupac impersonator and the director of the new movie, Nat Turner, Unchained.
What? You're recording this? Nah, I'm just playing with you, man. What's up?
Tupac got a tattoo on his back that reads Exodus 18:31. Does that carry any significance to you?
Yes, Tupac has a tattoo on his back within the giant cross. It spans his back. And the tattoo says Exodus 18:31. And it's written the way you would write a biblical verse. So when I first started studying Tupac's tattoos for the music video that I began this whole journey with, I was very curious about that scripture, so I looked it up, and I kept looking through the Bible for Exodus chapter 18, verse 31, and there was never a verse 31. And I just thought maybe somehow, like, something was wrong with me. I couldn't figure out why it wasn't there, and then, I moved on and, checked an email or something and forgot about it. And then, the next day I remembered, and I tried looking again, and I can't find it. And it always just kind of, like, bothered me, like, what does that mean? Why is it 1831, and there's no 18 verse 31? So, actually, I attended these Mind of Machiavelli sessions that was a while ago, maybe like a year or so ago, a couple of years ago. And Layla Steinberg, Tupac's first manager, was hosting those events. And because of those events, I had the pleasure of meeting a lot of people that were close to Tupac and knew him on a very personal level. And one of those people was a woman by the name of Tracy Robinson, who actually produced a lot of content with Tupac while he was actively, working on projects. She actually said that Tupac's ambition was to create a Nat Turner movie. And she tied everything in to the tattoo on his back, and that tattoo actually with the 1831 is the year that Nat Turner's slave revolt kicked off. So I just had a moment, a crazy moment when she said that. I was like, what? Like, that's what that means. I've been trying to figure that out for years, and that's what that means. And the funniest thing is, it's been my ambition since I was 15 to tell the story of the Nat Turner slave revolt. Way before I ever even thought anything about Tupac or the idea of impersonating Tupac had ever even popped into my head, I passionately wanted to tell a story about the Nat Turner slave revolt. And the funny thing is, I actually have been in the process of turning that into reality. When I heard Tracy say this, it just blew me away, because it's another one of those coincidences of similarities between me and Tupac. So I am currently working on a project about the life of Nat Turner. It's called Nat Turner Unchained, and you can learn about it if you just go to Google and type Nat Turner Unchained or Nat Turner Movie, natturnermovie.com. And yeah, I am actually directing the project. We're in pre-production, and it chronicles, the life of Nat Turner through the perspective of the revolt. So it starts at the beginning of the revolt and just takes you through this gruesome, violent slave revolt. And it's really interesting to know that Tupac, and I've heard this from a few people. I spoke with a line producer who worked with Tupac, and he told me that Tupac was talking to him about making a Nat Turner movie at the same time. So before he died. So it's pretty interesting. It's really interesting how things work out. Life is funny.
Can you tell us about the status of the Tupac biopic, and did you audition for it?
The Tupac biopic is very interesting. The biopic, I believe it got kicked off in 2010 when Morgan Creek finally received, the go-ahead from the judge or whoever that they had the rights to Tupac's, story, because that was a big dispute. And finally, the case had been settled. Morgan Creek does have the rights to do Tupac's life. And from that point on, everyone was just talking about the Tupac movie. The Tupac movie's going down. The Tupac movie. It still hasn't happened yet. But I've been able to audition quite a few times as different casting directors are on the project or not on the project, and then someone else is on. I was able to audition for Kim Harden. She was really great. I got the opportunity to audition for Vicki Thomas, who's been brought on. And then I most recently have been able to audition for the new casting people, Emma. So yeah, and I'll hopefully keep auditioning until hopefully I'm selected to play the part. But in terms of when it's coming out, I have no idea. At one point I believe Antoine Fuqua was attached, but then I think he's no longer attached to direct. At one point they were searching for Tupac. People were submitting videos on YouTube, doing monologues to try and get the part. And I mean, it's inevitable. There's going to be a Tupac movie made. Is it going to be 2015 when it gets made, or 2035? I don't know. So, I follow it, but I have been keeping myself busy with a whole host of other projects related to Tupac, not related to Tupac. And, my whole philosophy is I just keep moving forward. I don't let anything or anybody hold me back from just moving forward. I'm just going to keep on pressing ahead, and hopefully, I would love to portray Tupac in the movie, once it's rolling. I mean, I think that would be a great honor, but who knows what's going to happen.